KUGAN CASSIUS for IFL TV in association with MTK Global. We're at Like to Box Gym here in Redhill. Delighted to be joined by soon-to-be professional, well, you are kind of professional now, Shannon Courtenay.
Thank you very much. I'm glad you pronounced my name correctly after Eddie announced me as Courtenaaay the other day. When he said it, I thought, oh, she sounds posh, doesn't she?
I mean, I did say to you earlier, to be fair, if you hadn't heard your name and you kind of see the ending of your name, you could kind of put that little twang on it.
It's because it's spelt the Irish way. That's why people just... Because the way it says, yeah, it's Courtenaaay, but it's pronounced Courtenay. So please don't say Courtenaaay.
I'm just throwing this out there. Don't you think Courtenay sounds better?
No, it does not. Sounds like I'm some sort of Chelsea girl, which I'm far from, let's be honest.
The more I'm saying it, Courtenay. Who are you fighting this week? Oh, that's Shannon Courtenay.
No, that's like me saying, oh, next time I see him, it's going to be Edward Hearn, okay?
It's not the same thing at all, but we'll see where you're going with it. Finally, it seems like an eternity we all patiently waiting here for you to turn professional. It seems like you've kind of been around the scene for so long, obviously with your amateur background. Just tell people a little bit about your amateur background for people that don't know.
Yes, I've been boxing now for about, I think, 4.5 years. Obviously, as an amateur, I won quite a lot as an amateur. But my style is definitely more suited towards the pro game. And I started falling out of love with the amateurs. So I started training here full-time with the boxing booth stable in September. And then it got announced 2 or 3 weeks ago that I was a professional. And then it got announced on Tuesday. Wednesday, wasn't it? Yeah, Wednesday. And my pro debut will be live on Sky Sports on March 23rd at the Copper Box Arena.
To be fair, it's not a bad show to make your debut on, obviously live on Sky Sports. You couldn't have really picked a better kind of setting for your pro debut.
I think that's any boxer's dream, really, especially on a world title bill as well. I think I've landed right on my feet, so I'm really happy.
We know, obviously, you kind of linked up with Adam Booth and the team here. Adam Booth will, I believe, manage you. And talk to me a little bit about kind of the people underneath Adam that will be in charge of your training.
Charlie Beat. He's like looking after all my training as well. And obviously Adam's doing like his little touches here and there, which is brilliant. But yeah, Charlie's fantastic. He's changed me completely. Like before I came here, I'd never ever lifted a weight. Now I'm lifting weights like 4 or 5 times a week. My body has dramatically changed physically, mentally. I look at things a lot differently now, especially towards boxing, and just like everything's changed. My nutrition, like now even though I'm going down like a couple of weights, I've never eaten more in my whole entire life. I eat more than I ever have now, and the weight's just dropping off me.
So, like I said, you'll be based out of this gym, and like I said, under the guidance of Charlie and Adam. So, I mean, experience-wise, they're very experienced. Obviously, especially Adam, to kind of guide you in the right direction. Yeah,
you can't beat it. It's a great camp to be in. A lot of people have been asking, oh, is it pressure being part of that stable and being like the only woman? And I think the only woman that Adam's actually trained in a very, very, very long time, especially since boxing's got big again, especially on the British scene. So, yes, I feel very lucky and fortunate. It's now just got to put all the work in and prove to people that I deserve to be where I am. I deserve to be on that big stage. And I'm looking forward to it. I will 100% be putting on a show-stealing performance, and I can't wait, really.
I was talking about this with Adam the other day, actually. I said the last person he was kind of involved on a boxing front, I know he's not specifically kind of training you, but it was Kathy the Bitch Brown from many, many years ago.
God, I don't even know how many years that was. How long ago was that? 20 years ago?
I'm not sure, about 20 years ago. It's not far off it. I mean, you're showing everyone's ages now, but I don't know.
Anyone? I don't know. I know it was a long time ago, because I remember before I actually met Adam and we spoke on the phone, and I said, had you trained anyone before? And he'd previously trained 2 women before, but that was a long time ago. So he hasn't been involved in a woman's career for a very long time.
So, as you are fighting on a Matchroom Eddie Hearn show, are we right to assume that your kind of future will be guided by Eddie and Matchroom?
We haven't actually sat down and signed a contract or nothing yet, but I'm hoping so. That's the way it's going to go.
Are you playing the field, so to speak, a little bit in the boxing game?
I'm not Dillian White. I'm not. I'm not going around to Vegas and whoring myself out like he did. No, I haven't sat down with Eddie, obviously. But listen, I leave that all down to Adam. He knows what he's doing. I'm not whoring it about. No, I'll let him do all the dealings. I just want to fight.
Shannon, you do realise you've given me a great title for this video now, don't you?
Oh, no, what you are? God, I didn't think about that. Listen, I like Dillian. We get on really well, so he'll understand. He'll know I'm just bantering. I'm not calling him out.
Obviously not. Last couple of years, it seems to have been the right time for girls such as yourself to be turning pro. Obviously, women's boxing has kind of flourished in the last couple of years. More exposure, more women fighters fighting at kind of the top end shows, so you obviously want to be a part of it. Yeah,
there was always a bit of a hype about me in the amateurs. Like if I would box at, say, tournaments where there's like 3 or 4 rings, everyone would always come to the ring that I was fighting in. So there's always been people wanting to watch me fight because I'm quite an exciting fighter. I'm aggressive. You don't always get that in women. They normally do punches and bunches, flurries and quick get in and get out, whereas I like to stay in the pocket and I like to have a good fight. So I think I'll be an exciting fighter in the professional ranks. I don't think there's been too many women that have gone out there, put themselves out there like I have on social media and things, but as long as I can back it up, then it'll be all right.
To be fair to you, I mean, for years I've known of your name because I remember you when you was boxing in obviously like the Hearn Cup, and you had a deal with, I don't know if you still got it, with Lonsdale.
No, I'm not. I've ended that contract. I'm no longer with them.
But I just remember you kind of putting yourself out there to kind of get your name at that early stage of your career, to kind of propel yourself into the program where people would kind of have half a chance of knowing who you was before you started.
Well, I had no intentions of being a boxer. I only went into a boxing gym. It was like a boxer size class to lose weight because I was so overweight. I was 82 kilos. And then someone said, you're quite good, why don't you go to Finchley? And I went there and they were like, okay, you've got a talent. But I was, like I said, I was 82 kilos and they were blunt. They said, you're really fat, but you've got a talent. How about in 2, I know, but they were like, how about in 2 or 3 years' time, we enter you in the Harringay at 69 kilos. But a year later, I won it at 57 kilos. So I kind of made my name for myself quite early on. And I realised, actually, yeah, I want to do this. This is like, I'm obsessed with it now. I want to be, because like, I think it was 2013, I went to the Copper Box Arena to watch Billy Joe Saunders versus John Ryder. I'd never seen boxing. I only went there because my friends are going and I was just like tagging along. I had not a clue what was going on. I'd never set foot in a gym, and now I'm having my pro debut there like 6 years later. Crazy.
When you put it like that, that's actually quite mad.
That is crazy. No one would have ever, if you'd have seen me back then, I was smoking 30, 40 a day. I was drinking every day. I was completely in the wrong circle. I was leading a really, really bad life. And yeah, no one would have. If you'd have said this to me even 5 years ago, I would have laughed at you and probably lit another cigarette. That's how bad it was.
Yeah, I have heard, like by all accounts, you was a little bit of a wild child back in your heyday.
A little bit, yeah, man. I like the occasional party. Yeah, listen, I think I took it to new extremes. I was just a little bit of a party animal. My mum owned pubs, and then I started working in them, and that kind of got the ball rolling a bit more. And I was always knocking around with people a lot older than me, so I was always out and about, and it just kind of got a little bit out of control to the point that I was constantly drinking, like excessively, and now I'm just a fitness freak, I guess you could say.
Just coming back onto the subjects of women's boxing, obviously it's quite clearly Katie Taylor who's kind of leading the light, and that's kind of the benchmark, if you like, for girls such as yourself to kind of reach them heights. She's about to challenge Unify again for a 3rd world title coming up soon. So, yeah, I'm assuming, like I said, girls such as yourself, and not just girls in general, but people aspiring to kind of be into boxing could look at Katie Taylor, whether you're a man or a woman, kind of see what she's achieved. I mean, gold medals, and like I said, she's just about to fight for her 3rd world title. So that's the benchmark, surely.
I think, yeah, that's definitely a benchmark. But I think the great thing about Katie Taylor, she has, let's be honest, she's paved the way for women's boxing in the professional ranks. I remember speaking to Eddie, I think it was 3 years ago, and he didn't have a woman, and I said to him, women's boxing's going to take off. And then I remember him messaging me straight after he'd announced Kate Taylor and said, yeah, you're right, da-da-da. But I think the way she's gone about it, she's very good. And even like people frowned when they heard he signed a woman. And then even still to this day, even like when it got announced the other day that I was boxing, let's say out of every 100 comments, there was that one guy that's saying something. And I think to myself, you got like Nigel from Norwich who sat there with 3 followers, not even got a profile picture going, women shouldn't box. And I thought, oh, okay, Nigel, I'll take my gloves off, shall I? And I'll go back to the kitchen. No, if someone like that is going to tweet, you crack on, it's not going to change me, it's not going to alter my journey. You can have your opinion. Listen, everyone's entitled to opinion. Doesn't mean they're right. I have my opinion, you have yours. But I know women's boxing is taken off. It should be where it is now. We deserve our spot. And you look at someone like Kate Taylor, I think it was it Joshua Takam? She stole the show. People, that's all they could talk about. And no matter where she boxed, whether it's in London or Cardiff or Boston or Philadelphia in a couple of weeks, she will steal the show again. She always does. So I'm hoping that I can have that sort of impact as well.
Well, it'll be interesting to follow your journey. Like I said, starts March 23rd at the Copper Box. World title fight with Charlie Edwards. Obviously, 3 British title fights. And Shannon Courtenay, not Courtenay.
Courtenay.
So, just coming back to that, it is probable and likely that you will just sign with Matchroom and Eddie Hearn.
We'll see. Words in my mouth, Cougar.
I'm saying it's probable that you will.
We haven't actually sat down and had a meeting with Eddie because he's here, there and everywhere, isn't he? But I knew that I was going to eventually be fighting a Sky. I knew there was interest from Eddie because obviously Adam had told me. But I'd done the press conference on Wednesday at 1 o'clock. I found out about the fight Tuesday morning at 11 o'clock. So obviously it was a big turn up quick. I agreed to it straight away. He said, Eddie's offered me a fight for you. Do you want it? And I said, you could have offered me a fight tonight in a phone box. I would have taken it. I just want to get out there straight away. But I'm sure me and Eddie will sit down and yeah.
And sign, yeah.
I'm not saying listen. I'm not saying anything because I don't want to say anything in case Adam doesn't want me to say anything. I leave it all down to Adam.
Just finishing off then, how is the relationship with Adam Booth? Obviously, like I said, he doesn't usually take on fighters, let alone kind of women fighters, so it must be a compliment to yourself and that, but how is that relationship?
Yeah, I absolutely love Adam. I trust him completely. Like I was saying to you earlier, when I met him for the first time, we went for a coffee, and within like 2 minutes, I felt like I'd known him my whole life. And I don't trust nobody. I'm really weird like that, but I trust him undoubtedly, and I know that he would never, if he didn't think I was ready for March 23rd, he would never let me fight. He protects his fighters and he looks after me, and I don't know if it's just because I'm a woman, but he seems to have my best interests at heart as well. And he's also very honest. If I'm not doing something right or there's something that I'm not doing right inside or outside the gym, he'll let you know. So you know that everything he's telling you is for the right reason, and his knowledge is fantastic as well. And yeah, he's just an all-round great guy, and I'm really, really glad to be around him.
Okay, Shannon, thank you very much for talking to iField TV. We look forward to following your journey in the pro ranks, starting with March 23rd. So best of luck in the rest of your camp, and I'll let you get on with your training for the day.
Thank you very much. I just want to say a quick thank you to my sponsors, Chris from FMS Recovery, Joe and Ray from Eastern Group and Touring Group, because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have been able to turn professional, because obviously I gave up work, so a massive thank you to them.
Can you like sing or rap or anything?
Give it a go. Why, do you want me to do like a Tyson Fury afterwards and start singing Elvis in the ring?
Can you rap?
No. What do you think?
Can you give rapping a go?
Cardi B or something? No, I can't give...
Someone told me the other day at the press conference that in your spare time that you write lyrics and all this and freestyle.
You have just completely made that up, you have. You just completely lied, trying to call something. I could never in a million years rap.
Lucian Reed raps, didn't you?
Adam's a good rapper. Oh, he can spit some bars, I'm telling you.
Just being given the, hurry up look. Shannon, thank you very much for talking to us, and we'll catch up with you soon.
Thank you very much. Cheers, KUGAN. Thank you.